Martial World Teyvat Chapter 16 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Regardless of this world being Teyvat/Genshin Impact. This world first of all ran on a good bit of cultivation logic. I was well aware that Ningguang and Keqing were so keen on helping me was purely because of the materials I could funnel into Liyue, to say nothing of the spirit stones I was able to dredge up as well. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if after getting this mining system set up, they would attempt to persuade me to set up a lot more mines and other facilities around Liyue. So seeing a literal, young master, staring me down with ill intent was a sure sign of conflict to come. Lady Yuhan, I am here representing the Ling clan's honor in challenging that rat behind your men who caused my clan much financial harm. And worse, he has spat in the face of my noble clan's heritage and labors in supporting Liyue for millennia. Wow, those are some flowery words. Too bad. All you are doing is bitching about getting caught and then trying to bring up the hard work your ancestors did. I thought while my hand idly went to my jacket pocket as my form loosened as Keqing snorted. The purple-haired beauty was clearly not entertained in the slightest at the sight as she drawled with her hand tightening on her sword. And so what if he smacks your clan's face into pieces? What kind of noble clan whose entire heritage is based on blacksmithing sends Liyue's martial artists blades that a mortal with no tempering or cultivation can snap over his knee with but a thin towel as padding? The young master grimaced and finally broke eye contact with me as he looked at Keqing with a sneer as he spat. As a foreign peasant, he has no right to speak of my Ling clan regardless. And those smiths that did not meet the standards have been punished as well according to Lady Ningguang's will. Then he continued with his own hand drifting to the straight sword at his waist. Now, Yuhang of the Liyue Millilith, will you stand down and allow the Ling clan to silence the reprobate who doesn't know his place? The demand was clearly beyond infuriating to Keqing, but a long second passed where Keqing clearly was considering things and realizing things could very well go in a bad direction. I finally spoke. So you intend to silence and kill me despite myself being a part of the Liyue Qixing? I asked simply, and in response, he slowly drew his sword with obvious murderous intent, so I put down any thoughts of talking this out. Young Master 37 and probably an illegitimate child due to your father being cucked. Die. I said at the end, and a loud bang noise rang out. I hadn't stuck my hand in my pocket for no reason, as I had kept the oversized revolver I had as a backup for the hand cannon of Fatebringer that I wasn't ready to use in public yet. Chambered in 600 Nitro Express, the oversized single-shot revolver with a shortened barrel had a muzzle velocity of 2050 feet per second or 620 meters per second and carrying a force of 11,400 J. Even a cultivator and martial artist dual cultivator who was in the third state like Keqing could barely react to block the bullet through the use of her electro-energy from her vision, giving her stupidly powerful senses. The young master. He wasn't beyond the third tier of cultivation, nor did he have an electrovision. While my hand burned in agony at the force of the recoil from being shot from my pocket single-handedly, the massive bullet did its work perfectly. The young master's hand slowly went up his chest as crimson blood seeped from the thumb-sized hole, and looking past him to the entourage I saw that their faces were specked with blood, as the massive bullet must have left a large gaping exit wound out of his back. Then the young master vomited blood over the ground as he staggered, and finally, the rest of the cronies reacted with yells as I pulled my revolver out of my pocket and quickly reloaded it with my other hand, as my hand that I had shot it with was turning dark with a bruise. Enough. Keqing roared with lightning arcing across her as she drew her sword, and with a slash she sliced a line through the metal floor of the dome to separate the Ling clan, herself and the guards. He didn't hit a vital organ. Take your young master back, and let it be known that the Ling clan's failure is not an excuse to attack an asset of Liyue, as Jake works within the Liyue Qixing. Keqing took a breath and her sword was sheathed as she finished coldly. Unless you want Lady Ningguang to make an example out of your clan for rebelling. And that threat was the clincher. Liyue City was the hub of Liyue for both mortals, martial artists, and cultivators. Ningguang was the head of Liyue, not only because of her ample personal power, but she had the skill and methods to keep dozens of sects, clans, and other entities tame within Liyue. In this situation, the Ling clan would be the nail sticking up, and all Ningguang would have to do is tell everyone else. Hey, the Ling clan is trying to hurt the stability of Liyue. Take everything they have, genocide their 9 generations, and make the disciples and people outside the clan have to change their names. The young master with blood seeping from both ends of his chest snarled at Keqing, and I idly thought that I needed to use something with less penetrative power to destroy his innards if martial artists/cultivators could still fucking stand on their feet having such a bullet shot through their bodies. But even as I ready to put another bullet in the bastard, he drew a talisman which formed a mystical shield as he spat. Fine whore. The Ling clan will remember this insult in you. He snarled at me as he pointed at me dramatically. I am going to rip the very tendons from your flesh to make an instrument that you can listen to me play while you lay crippled in the dirt. I couldn't help but clap at his threat with a serious face as I responded. Wow. That was original to say the least, but just one thing. Can you please just die on the way home so your bloodline doesn't pollute the gene pool anymore?